Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe my channel, like my video, and do not forget to click the button. If you are the returning subscribers, thank you. If you are new to this channel, I would like to ask you, keep on watching my videos and keep on coming back to my channel so that you can watch more videos. Now, I have the video here about what's happening between the Malawi Electrol Commission and the President, Peter Mutharika. What is happening is that the President Peter Mutharika made an executive order asking the Electoral Commission to relocate to Blantyre. And that was indeed the order that the President Peter Mutharika made, ensuring that the Electoral Commission is doing its services as it was originally doing, because it was in Blantyre before they moved to Lilongwe. And during the campaign of Professor Peter Mutharika made it that he will, once voted into power, make an executive order for all companies that were moved to Lilongwe from Blantyre during the administration of Lazarus Chakwera as the president of Malawi should be moved back to Blantyre. And indeed, in fulfillment of the promise, Professor Peter Mutharika wrote an executive order. But it is now very strange that the Malawi Electrol Commission has decided to fight against the executive order. As I'm aware, or if you are not aware, Malawi Electrol Commission has gone to court to ask for protection to make a judicial review on this matter, because they believe like they are not supposed to be relocated to Blantyre, because according to Malawi Electrol Commission, Lilongwe is where they are supposed to be working from, because it is a very strategic position, and they are comfortable working from Lilongwe other than working from Blantyre. So we are yet to see what's going to happen with this, but according to me, I see like this is just something that is political, because you cannot say no to the executive order of the president whenever you are supposed to work with him, because if it's like you are thinking like president made an error, and this cannot be a good battle, and I can always think of consequences that are going to happen because of refusing to accept the executive order that the president made. Some things that are going to happen is like some people, their positions will be affected, their contract will be affected if this can continue to be a battle between the president and the Malawi Electrol Commission. Of course, the court can decide to follow what the Malawi Electrol Commission is looking for, but because it is the same Malawi Electrol Commission which accepted the executive order of the previous government, especially of the Lazarus Chakwera, to move to Lilongwe. What is so difficult now that the new president is in power, you are not accepting the executive order from the new president. So what it means, maybe this can just be a political battle, because we all know that the current chief or the current management of Malawi Electrol Commission is maybe working with the previous government by not accepting the new policies that are being made by the current government as far as decision making is concerned. Because we know that if you want to make sure that you are working well with the government, you should follow what the president is doing. So in this case, it's the president making executive order, then it means you must follow what the president is looking for. That's how things are normally done, Because if you can see, the other organization like Malawi Housing Corporation has been relocated to Blantyre already. MACRA, Malawi Communication Regulatory Authority, has been already relocated to Blantyre. So what is the problem with Malawi Electrol Commission to follow suit to also be relocated to Blantyre? Already they were in Blantyre, but they were moved from Blantyre following the executive order that was also written by the Lazarus Chakwera, who was the president of Malawi, and actually is the past immediate president. But now Professor Peter Mutharika is trying to bring back the organizations that were already in Blantyre, but they were moved to Lilongwe. And somebody at the Malawi Electrol Commission thinks like this is not good. Yet you're already in Blantyre, and you are saying this is not good. Why? Because you're supposed to follow the executive order which the president has made. You should be in Blantyre and fight it while you are in Blantyre, other than fighting the executive order which you haven't even obeyed, and you are still against it, and you are in court fighting against it, instead of you following the executive order and be in Blantyre and fight it while in Blantyre, while you are in the office, because you are given the deadline to be in Blantyre. And it's like the deadline, you have missed it, and now you feel like it's better, you should go to court to ask for help from the court. Yet you are just you working against the president, and you feel like the court is going to protect you. Of course, the court can protect you, but still more, you should know that therefore there is a bad relation between you and the president, because you haven't obeyed his executive order. Then what politics does is to find the problem in you, and then the president can replace you with some other people. That's what politics is all about in Africa. It's different from developing countries. Of course, even developing countries, executive orders are always followed. If there is a problem with executive orders, I think before the deadline, you should always make sure that you find maybe your help from the court, but the deadline I think is already passed, and then you're supposed to be in Blantyre working. So let's wait and see what is happening. But we should also understand that Malawi Electrol Commission has got its own policies and procedures they should follow in order to make sure that the elections in Malawi are done properly. And the Lilongwe for them is the geographical position for them to manage the elections in Malawi properly, and they're saying that they had already the intention to be relocated to Lilongwe prior the executive order that was made by Lazarus Chakwera. So it's like whenever Lazarus Chakwera made the executive order, it was just an opportunity they took in order to be in Lilongwe working just as a fulfillment of their long-term plan of working from Lilongwe. So yeah, they can be working in Lilongwe, and it is very important to understand that the capital city of Malawi is in Lilongwe. So most of the government head offices should always be in Lilongwe. But that does not mean that the other regions in Malawi should not have government offices. Actually, it is very important to know that in Malawi, we are not yet developed. So you cannot relocate an organization from Blantyre to Lilongwe when there is no any office in Lilongwe. They will be renting. Yet in Blantyre, they have got already the offices. What are you going to be doing with the offices that are in Blantyre? So let's build Lilongwe before we begin to move companies into Lilongwe capital city. That's what happens with other companies, other countries. If there is an emerging capital city, they always make sure that they build that capital city before they move people to be working in the new capital city or in the new city that is being created. So in Malawi, we have Lilongwe, which is a new city. It is still being created. It is not yet fully developed. But before we had moved to Lilongwe, at least we would have already developed Lilongwe to a great capital city level, whereby buildings, infrastructure were supposed to be there before we started moving there. But we missed that, and today we would like to be taking people from Blantyre to Lilongwe, when Lilongwe is just developing right now compared with Blantyre, which has been in existence for a long period of time. There are more there are more companies, organizations, government departments that are established in Blantyre as well as in Zomba. But because you can say Zomba today is in bad shape because we allowed Zomba to be like the capital city from Zomba to be moved to Lilongwe, and we didn't care about what was going to be the consequences. And today Zomba is in bad shape, and we don't care about it. We're not treating it very well. So let us begin to build our cities. Before we move people to a new place, we should develop the new place so that it should have all the facilities that are necessary, so that the people that we are moving in to those new places might find there to be a good place, better than where they're coming from. So let's build our nation, because we wanted to equally develop this nation, not like to make other regions to be cheaper, because we wanted to concentrate politically somewhere because of the political reasons, just to make a certain political party stronger and surround it with government agencies that are going to empower the political party that is stronger than the government. No, that's not what we should be doing. Thank you for watching this video. I'll come back with another video to discuss more about the issues that are happening in Malawi. As we all are aware that there are a lot of things that are happening in Malawi. You know, every day we have news that we can share with you, but because we are just doing one thing at a time, so we may work like that until we really get somewhere where we can be doing news and the discussions and videos and content creation without stopping. Thank you. Have a very good day. Bye-bye.